Passengers will stand by to board. Your attention, please. The Disneyland Limited now moving for a trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom through the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. Stop at Frontierland, Toontown, and
See you guys later.
See you, Johnny.
See you guys.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
Hey.
Hello.
This is my brother right here.
Hey, nice to meet you, Jackson. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jackson. I'm Jonathan.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
If you've ever watched on YouTube JonRailVideos,
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
All right, John. See you in a bit.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Nice. I know, right?
Hi there, folks. Aboard the Excursion 3 here on the Disneyland Railroad. This train is now ready to depart. We ask you on maintaining, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Scoot by the small children and keep them away from the train. Opening folks, a reminder, next to the line, New Orleans Square is closed for construction. Next up, you can get off at with Mickey's Toontown Depot. Hey, look, one more.
welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon.
Depot, Tomorrowland Station, and once again here at Main Street Station. So if you'd like to do anything around New Orleans, Adventureland, or Frontierland, Main Street Station and Mickey's Toontown Depot will be the closest stops. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the Primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, please watch your children. Bienvenidos a bordo de Disneyland Railroad. Before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo de Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station.
We are now pulling into New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square. Once again, New Orleans Square Station is currently closed for construction, so we cannot disembark here. Please remain seated and we'll be on our way to Mickey's Toontown Depot in just a moment. Once again, this station is closed. We will not be disembarking here. We will be making a very brief service stop and then we will head on our way to Mickey's Toontown Depot. So in the meantime, please remain seated. Alrighty friends, it looks like our engineers are filling up our water tank. We do have all genuine steam locomotives here at Disneyland. So every couple of trips around the park we have to stop here at New Orleans to fill up on water. We then boil that water, produce highly pressurized steam, and use that steam to get our locomotives and train cars running around the park. Two engines that were here with us on opening day way back in 1955. In fact, this was the very same engine that went around Disneyland Resort for the very first time on opening day. And for that very first trip, it was being driven by 3 engineers. Those were Walt Disney, along with the president of the Santa Fe Railroad at the time, Fred Gurley, and the governor of California, Goodland Knight. Our locomotives do generally eat up about 90 gallons of water going around the park just once. So when we stop here at New Orleans, we tend to take on about 150 to 200 gallons of water. This should only take a couple more minutes, then we'll be on our way to Mickey's Toontown Depot. So in the meantime, once again, please remain seated. Parents, make sure your children also remain seated. Thank you. Make sure we are moving to the next stop, Mickey's Toontown Depot. So that's going to be your gateway for all things Fantasyland, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and Mickey's Toontown.
Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Princess Tiana swears that it's magic out here. And wherever there's magic, there's bound to be surprises. Blue skies and sunshine guaranteed. Fun-filled adventures where anything can happen. As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost of these parts, we're now joining up with the Rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. Indian shaman sharing his stories with those in the Great River Valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable, like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits
away from the train openings. Our next stop, Tomorrowland Station. But don't worry, I'll get there today.
Hello everyone! Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. riding above Disneyland since 1959. Along the monorail and us are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astro blasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
Ya me querían bajar ustedes de pronto.
Alright, so this train is now arriving here at Tomorrowland Station in the main seat. After the train comes to a full stop, a reminder that this station is gateway for Tomorrowland attractions such as Space Mountain, the Autopia, Star Tours, the Adventure Museum, as well as Buzz Lightyear, Dr. Bus. Now the first feature main seat of the train comes to a full stop. And welcome to the future.
Son 3 estaciones. Este lo agarra la estación actual.
Welcome to the Excursion 3 on the Disneyland Railroad. This train is now ready to depart.
In this tunnel, please no flash photography, no video lighting, and any kind of light of toys or hats are turned off at this time. Thank you.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash your eyes. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado. That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the Primeval world. We're now returning to our own time. enter Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. I'd especially like to thank
We are now returning to Main Street Station, Main Street, USA. Please remain
We are getting ready to depart at this time. We do need everyone fully seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs fully inside the streetcar. Parents, this does include small children. I need everyone on their back pockets, on the lap of an adult, or fully on a bench at this time. Once again, this does include small children.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride,
Anyways, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs fully inside the streetcar. We'll be ready to
That's why I said yes. Sorry.
the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Please quietly. We'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is Toontown Depot, Mickey's Toontown. Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country.
Seriously, that's funny though.
Alright, so the second shot, you're going to be seeing on the corner.
I want them to bring back the car after
Thank you.
I love seeing that. So we have the show where
It was a trade, so had it for I don't know how long.
so they saw all the details of like how they sell all that shit. Yeehaw.
People like you who are riding steam power not only fuel these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moves west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable. Like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. Remember your personal belongings, then step carefully from the train. Have fun, and say hi to Mickey and Minnie for me. Those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just
As we come into the station, folks, please make sure that everybody stays seated as the train comes to a full stop. As a reminder, friends, this is the final trip of the evening, and it'll be taken only for the government here in Toontown and to continue on to Tomorrowland. Please stay seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop at that station. Everybody can provide and stay seated at all times. Parents, please make sure that you do keep an eye on your little ones, making sure that they are properly seated away from train opening. We're now departing the East 210 Depot en route to Tomorrowland. Now friends, as a reminder, this is the final trip of the evening, which means it will be pickup only. You'll be able to disembark and we return to the front of the park at Main Street, USA.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain.
I said, I'm like, oh no.
Blasters, and if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astro blasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
As we come into the station, folks, please make sure that everybody stays seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop. We're now arriving here at Tomorrowland, friends. We're going to pick up as many folks that we have here and then continue on to the front of the park at Main Street, USA, which will be the last and final stop for this train for the evening. Just please stay seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop beside the station.
From the train. I'd especially like to thank those of you who've been with me for the Grand Circle Tour of Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us.
As we come into the station, folks, please make sure that everybody stays seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop. We're now arriving here at Main Street, but keep an eye out, friends. Main Street is the only station without a ramp. We only have stairs here. So if you do have a stroller or a wheelchair, we ask that you wait until the bottom of the stairs to unfold it. So once again, folks, please make sure everybody stays seated until the train comes to a full and complete